Today we're making vegan, gluten-free mac and cheese. I know a lot of you are thinking, how the heck do you make vegan, gluten-free mac and cheese? Well, you'll be surprised. I have quite a lot of ingredients over here. It's actually pretty simple. You just need a lot of spices just to make it more flavorful. So I'm going to take you through every step along the way while I make this mac and cheese. One of the biggest things when I turned over to plant-based and highly gluten-free, now I'm not fully gluten-free. If I'm still out, I'll eat a bit here and there, but at home I try and make most of my meals, anything I have, fully gluten-free. So mac and cheese is something that I love. I really do. I love it. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. So I figured, let's find a recipe that we can make that's gonna be yummy. It's gonna satisfy my craving for mac and cheese, and I have done just that. So I tested this recipe out last week because I wanted to make it for my grandparents tonight. So I'll be making a large portion. You guys can cut it down if you aren't making it for a couple people, or you could just put it in the fridge and save it for later. So first step is we need to have cashews that have been soaked for at least 8 hours, but since mine clearly are not soaked, I'm just boiling some hot water, and this will actually just help soften them up. So instead of soaking them for 8 hours, if you don't have the time, a little trick is just to boil hot water and soak them for 15 minutes. So I'm gonna do 2 full cups of raw unsalted organic cashews. 2, and there we are. So my water is just coming to a boil right now, and I will add that into this bowl, and then we'll set it aside for 15 minutes. All right, some hot water. And you want them to be fully covered in water. Next step is you're gonna wanna preheat the oven to 370 degrees. I'm not gonna preheat mine. I'm actually gonna cook mine a little bit later. I'm just prepping it right now for tonight, so I'll skip that step. Next, you're gonna wanna re-boil another pot of hot water for your pasta. So I'm gonna get that on the stove. Perfect, now let's work on the spice mix. Ooh. So, to start off, I have some onion powder. Just powdered onion. I'm gonna do half a tablespoon. Next, I'm gonna do half a tablespoon again of garlic powder. And then I'm gonna do half a tablespoon of chili powder. And now I'm just gonna put some paprika in there. I'll show you how much I'm doing because I'm not too sure how much I want. I'll show you when it's done. So that red, I'd say about 4 good sprinkles of it. It's up to you though. I just like it a little more paprika-y, chili, a little more spice. It's just how I like it. Then I'm gonna go in with some Himalayan salt. Once again, just about 5 twists. That should be good. And last for the spices is some pepper. I just did 10 twists of that. It doesn't give too much. You can't see. It doesn't do too much, but 10 twists should be good. I'm gonna do 2 pinches of sweet basil seasoning. There we go. Okay, now you want to grab your blender. I have the NutriBullet, so this is just what my blender cup looks like. And you're gonna add a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. I ran out of regular Dijon, so I only have the grainy Dijon right now, but I'm just gonna go with it. I mean, I don't have anything else, so I'll just squirt some in there. That looks good. And then we add to the Dijon and blender, we add 1 cup of nutritional yeast. This recipe is super creamy, super rich, and you don't feel like you're missing out on the like stringy cheese factor. You really won't miss the cheesiness from the original mac and cheese recipe. So we're gonna go with 1 cup. And then to the same bowl, we add our spice mix. All in there. So now everything is in the blender cup. Because we're gonna wanna blend it all together with the cashews when they are done soaking, and then it will make a nice creamy mixture. You'll see. But for now, I hear that the water is boiled, so let's get the pasta going. Okay, so for the pasta, we are using gluten-free brown rice pasta, and we're using the elbow macaroni. And you want to use 16 ounces of pasta for this recipe. This is exactly 16 ounces, so I will just pour the whole bag in. Okay, Google, set alarm for 10 minutes.
Done.
You're gonna wanna cook the pasta for 7 to 10 minutes depending on what pasta you have, because you still want it to be a little hard, so al dente, because it's still gonna cook a bit in the oven. I personally like really soft pasta, so I don't mind if it's a little softer, but I'm not the only one eating this tonight, so I'll do it properly, so about 7 to 10 minutes. The cashews are now done soaking, so I will drain them. Now that we have the cashews all drained, I will add it to the same blender cup with all the spices in it. In there. Final step before we blend this is we're gonna wanna add 2 cups of whatever preferred alternative milk you like. So you can use like almond milk or cashew milk. I personally just like cashew milk. I find it a little creamier. So that's what I'm gonna use for this recipe. I'm going to add 2 cups of pure, original, unflavored cashew milk. 1, 2. Okay. Hope it doesn't overflow, and give it a good blend. Sauce is now done. You can see how thick this is and creamy. This sauce is my absolute favorite. It is so good, like so rich, so creamy, so flavorful.
So expensive.
It is expensive, not gonna lie. Cashews, but so good. I can't wait. So now that the sauce is blended and the pasta is being strained, we are almost done. Like, how simple is that? I'm sorry. All we have to do is mix all these ingredients and we're almost there. So get your baking sheet. I sprayed a little bit of coconut oil spray on there just so that it won't stick, even though I don't really think it has an issue sticking with this one, but I like to be cautious. And now I'm going to grab my pasta noodles. So they are all ready, and I'm gonna just throw them straight in there. Just like that. Once the pasta is in, all we gotta do is mix the sauce. Do you see that? I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons more of cashew milk. Perfect. I'm so excited for this because I already know it's really good because I literally just had it last week and I ate almost the entire thing to myself. No shame. So I'm excited for everyone else to try it because it's just a good alternative. So the mac and cheese is all there. Take a look at that. Smells so good. So now we're gonna set that aside. And now it's time for the final step of the recipe, which is the breadcrumbs. Okay, so the breadcrumbs that I use are these gluten-free breadcrumbs just from my local grocery store, and they're really crispy, really nice, and I love them. But since they are a little on the hard side, I am also going to do part of the recipe with just regular panko breadcrumbs, just for my grandparents, because the other one's a little crunchy. I'm not sure if they're going to enjoy it or if it's going to be too much for them. So half will do this, and then the other half will be the one that I prefer. Also, Jeremy likes it, so accommodating. That's what I am. Okay, so for the breadcrumbs, just put your stove onto a medium heat. Good. And we're gonna want some vegan butter. This is the vegan butter that I use, melt. So we're gonna grab, honestly, just as much as you like at this point. About that. And then add your breadcrumbs. And finally, some dried thyme. And just mix that all together. Now that it's all mixed together, a little golden brown, we pour it onto the mac and cheese. Now, like I said, I'm only gonna do part of it. So I'm gonna use my hands just to make sure. Now I'm just gonna repeat the exact same steps, but with the panko breadcrumbs. Let's get. Okay, and that was the final step before you put it in the oven. So now you're gonna wanna put it in the oven for a total of 10 minutes because you just wanna get the top a little crispy and it all really warm in the middle. So 10 minutes is all you need. Let's roll. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you try this recipe, and if you do, please comment down below how you like it because I know it is really good, and if you try it, I'm sure you will enjoy it as well. Also, let me know if you'd like to see some more cooking videos, as I absolutely love cooking, and it would be my pleasure to share some more recipes with you. It is now 4:30 and I am gonna go finish getting ready because I have to go to Jeremy's dad's house and help them cook a little bit more for tonight's dinner and throw this baby in the oven eventually. On that note, I'm gonna leave you all. Please don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe down below, as it all really helps me out, supports my channel, and lets me know that you're watching these videos and enjoying them, and I really appreciate that. See you next time.